Приветствую всех на своем канале. Меня зовут Rose, и сегодня я продолжаю играть в эту прекрасную игру с королевой Мэвой. Так, что такое? Секундочку. Ага, все. Была небольшая проблема в прошлый раз, когда я проходил эту игру. Была такая, знаете, заминка в том, что я записал часть, а оказалось, что я на самом деле ее не записывал. Я просто проходил игру, и я не нажал кнопку рекорд. Вот такой вот я вот не совсем умный, знаете, человек. Поэтому и не могу почему-то найти, не могу вернуть ее. Я думал, ну, может, перепройти, но это такой тупизм для меня, знаете. Заново перепроходить и делать вид, что ты такой в первый раз это видишь. Поэтому я решил, ну ладно, одна часть потеряна, ничего страшного, я продолжу в нее играть. Давно не играл в эту игру, на самом деле, что-то я был отвлечен своими делами, поездками, потом записывал игры по гвинту. Вот. Еще Dead by Daylight там играл, в доту катал, короче, что только не делал, но только не играл в эту игру. Вот, уже чуть-чуть подзабыл еще, что тут. Она мне даст вообще пройти туда? Ну-ка. Что она делает вообще? Прикольно. Поврежденный отряд медведя. Уничтожьте сильнейший дружественный отряд. Сыграйте дружественные отряды из вашего сброса. Сильнейший дружественный отряд. То есть я могу сыграть одну какую-то карту в начале, да? Надо слева от него. Ему 1 единицу урона. Назначение силы сильнейшего дружественного отряда. Подождите. Ну ладно. А лидер у нас какой? Усильте дружественное 4. Хорошо. Ну, начнем с этой карты. Что это такое? Что страшное? Почему он только одну сыграл? Не могу понять. Из сброса, господи, из сброса. Да, это был тупизм.
I smell a leak.
Капец, это что такое? Офигеть. Я еще, блин, в минус 2 карты.
Go, hop, hop.
Should have listened to me old lady.
Отряда равной силе отряда слева от него.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Ага. Подожди, подожди.
Greetings. What is it?
Слева. Ага, значит, надо сюда что-то сыграть.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
If anyone asks, you've not seen me.
Вроде пока неплохо, да? Вроде идет.
Quick and painful this'll be.
Ну-ка, проверим. Изи. Так, заберем. Тут у нас что? Госпожа, в хате никого нет, не считая висельника, который болтается под стропилами. Надо бы его снять и похоронить, только солдаты не больно-то рвутся. Говорят, если коснуться трупа самоубийцы, это принесет несчастье. Суеверие. Пусть не выдумывают отговорки и копают яму. Ну, как мы его ставим? Найдено письмо. Совет постановил сдать Трогер без боя. Дескать, мы все равно не сдержим врага, поэтому так будет разумнее и безопаснее. Я же голосовал против. Меня никто не поддержал, но я не согласен. Не согласен на трусость и сговор с врагом. Ты какой молодец. Не согласен на измену и никогда не соглашусь. Молодец. Так, надо бы поднять нам как-то дух воинский. Так, что здесь у нас? Печеньки. Такое. Ладно, здесь я не пройду. Через реку я, естественно, не могу пройти. Там же капец глубина, видимо. Так, так, так. Этот город, по-моему, мы заняли, насколько я помню.
Black-clads will be back. Just you wait and see.
Just you wait and see.
We haven't any reason to rejoice, friend. Black-clads will be back.
Okay, I understand.
Just you wait and see.
I get it. Что по карте-то? Да, вот это вот все я прошел в той части. Головоломка. В нее, наверное, только вот отсюда пойду. Сверху, да? Так. Ну вот, вот. Хорошо. Я помню, кто-то спрашивал давно уже в комментариях, откуда я, почему говорю на английском и туда-сюда, я что, там сбежал из России или еще что-то. Нет, это все не так. Я живу в Казахстане, всю жизнь тут жил. Okay.
Elves and dwarves, dirty non-humans, took sides with Nilfgaard. Then of a sudden, hit us from the back. Elves and dwarves, dirty non-humans, took sides with Nilfgaard.
Королева. Хозяин этой хаты прятал раненого нильфгардца, нашел его в поле, истекающего кровью, в горячечном бреду, и решил, что не годится так его бросать. Наши солдаты возмущены, говорят, что врага надо добивать, а не лечить. И они правы, выволочь нильфгардца из хаты и обезглавить. Этот селянин поступил благородно, пусть казначей даст ему несколько золотых в награду за великодушие. Ну... А я не успел по карте посмотреть, могу ли я поднять боевой дух. Нет, повесим его. Точнее, отрубим голову. Ишь ты. Так. Вау. Говорю я на английском, потому что хочу. Почему бы нет? Репетирую, так скажем.
Was here just a week past. That was a mill. An inn. Out more than ashes now.
And of the people, not a trace. Not even the bodies.
Ну да, грустненько. Капец. Ой, что это? Разместите обоих элементалей в одном ряду и уравняйте их силу. В одном ряду и уравняйте их силу. Только один раунд. Вау! Окей, я должен это... Так, что он... После 2 ходов поглотите огонь, удвойте силу этого отряда. Отряд другой ряд каждый раз, когда он получает урон. Блин. А огонь тут всегда будет, да? Так, надо подумать. Надо подумать. Отряд Блиц из вашей колоды. Он себя удвоит, он станет 2-2. Удвоить, он станет 4. Он станет 4. Значит, мне кажется, я его трогать не должен, пока он не достигнет его отметки, да? Давай, наверное, пока вот так сделаем. Да, он стал 4. А, все, огня не будет больше. Обязательно, да, я должен его ударить? Так, если я его ударяю, он просто переместится. 23. Ага, 11. Надо его опять переместить. Создайте огонь. Затем уменьшите наполовину. Создайте огонь в противоположном ряду. Станет 8. Этот станет 4.
Left, right, left, right.
Изи. Окей, что эта руна делает? Ой, рапорты. Старшему щитоводу, Бервину, сержанта, я вступил во владение. Пригодность старцев будет определена в лагере. Да здравствует император. Окей. С ними я потом поговорю. Да, ничего не могу тут улучшить. Тут что? Не для артефактов. Ресурсов недостаточно. Ладно, понял. Где эта руна? Руна, да. Нанесите 1 единицу урона. Повторите эту способность 8 раз. Ну, давайте возьмем, попробуем, посмотрим. Пока что не хочу с ними разговаривать. Я так давно не играл в эту игру, я как-нибудь оставлю это на другой раз. От придворного чередея, Ваше Величество, Демовенду. Произведенная рекогносцировка подтвердила сообщение свидетелей. Нарушение баланса элементов вблизи мест силы приводит к спонтанному появлению элементалей огня. Ага, усмирить чудовищ, ожидаю дальнейших распоряжений. Значит, он умер, не получилось усмирить.
Look to the high road. The earth furrowed by wheels, hooves. The black lads went at Rosberg with all their strength. An ominous sign.
For Nilfgaard, I'd say. The fortress boasts 2 new towers, a deeper moat, gate of wrought iron. It cannot be taken.
Угу. И могу уйти... Нет, не могу. Печалька, ладно. Двифрин. Коновалы вот-вот примутся за работу. Они говорят, что у меня еще есть шансы выкарабкаться. Однако ампутация не дает гарантии, особенно если не забывать о гангрене. Потому-то я, собственно, диабет, что ли, сахарный, и пишу это письмо. Если ты его читаешь, значит я умер. Сперва выпей за меня, а потом сходи катапультом на другой стороне лагеря. Я там спрятал немного цацок. Ага, за ними вернуться. Надеюсь, ты выйдешь с заварухи живым и здоровым. Окей. Вон, да, сундук? Обычный бой. Фух, я решил проверить, нажал ли я кнопку записи в этот раз. Окей. Из вашего сброса. Погнали.
Should have listened to me, old lady.
Что он делает? Поглотите верхний отряд из вашего сброса. Из вашей колоды в этот ряд.
We'll catch 'em all!
Watch your heads!
Так.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Вау. И он просто пасанул, да? У меня нет поврежденных отрядов.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing.
Второй раунд, наверное, надо пасануть. Нет, не могу.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Слева, слева.
What do you want of me?
Aye.
Что он еще раз делает? Переместить в другой ряд. Окей.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
Нет, 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 не могу. Не могу.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
There's been a mistake. I'm no mage.
Блин, лидера забыл.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Что мне играть?
Hey?
Ну, две карты только тут.
Knock out one of your teeth. I bit the white of an eye from half a league away.
Лидера может поменять.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target. Thing about slings, they hide well.
Наверное, лидера поменять надо.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
You must sweat like a swine in that jacket.
Can't take it anymore.
Aye. Should have listened to me old lady.
Catch! I smell a leak.
Army's a waste of time for one like me.
You mad? Don't shake that! Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
This harvest, we'll be reaping black-clad heads.
Coin never stinks, no matter how rank the pouch.
Oh my fucking god, that was terrible. Jesus Christ, finally I did it. It feels like it was eternity trying to win this. Oh my god. That was very hard. Oh, I'm so happy right now. Can you show me, please? Yes? Okay. Это было настолько сложно, что я даже забыл о русском языке, господи. Это было ужасно, боже, ужас.
What happened here?
Party, Mahati.
Sadly, it was Rayla who met with surprise. 100-yard gap gaped in the unbreachable walls of Rosberg. The fortress itself was aflame, spewing black smoke into the sky.
I don't... How? It can't be!
There was no time to consider her question, for Nilfgaardian scouts had spotted Meave's company. The Queen knew battle was inevitable, so she gave the signal to form a defensive line, then drew her blade.
Хорошо. Совет. Не дайте разведчикам вызвать подкрепление. Хорошо. Обычный бой. Короткий бой, краткий. Продлится только 1 раунд. Хорошо. Значит, надо завещание. Увеличить значение их счетчика на 2. Значит, надо их как-то убить, да? А это что? Уменьшать счетчик на 1. Значит, мне надо что-то на урон.
Your Grace, Nilfgaardian fighters remain in the city.
That was not in the spell books.
Случайный эликсир. Окей.
This artist will be reaping black-clad heads.
Scheiß! In!
Bloody Horsens. They'll pay for this.
Off to the front yet again. I smell a leak.
Вот как будто полегче. Да.
I refuse to believe it. The king could not have died here.
Ну, может, он и не умер.
I'm a waste of time for one like me.
Scheiß! In! Zwei!
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Left, right, left, right.
Off to the front yet again.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die. Aye.
Ну все, получается.
Watch for Demoven's banners! If he's here, we must find him!
О, это было намного легче, намного проще.
The
Ужас.
Lyrians met one note of luck in this song of woe. Rosberg had fallen, yes, but the Nilfgaardians, not expecting reinforcements from the south, had stationed only a small detachment to hold it. Meve led her men to victory and retook the fortress. Or rather, what was left of it. What they did not demolish during their assault, the Nilfgaardians burnt once inside the city. Countless charred corpses of both defenders and peasants seeking shelter from the invaders lay among the blackened ruins. Some had tried to shield their children from the fire with their own bodies. To no avail.
Gods be damned!
The queen cried, pounding her fist against the wall.
Damn.
Meve was about to give the order to move on when she caught a stifled whimper coming from a pile of rubble. Her soldiers ran to the rescue, their bare hands digging through the fiery bricks.
Here! He's alive!
The man they pulled from the ruins had suffered horrible burns. His face was a stew of seared flesh and pus-filled boils, and he reeked of burnt meat. Seeing Black Rayla, the poor soul staggered to his feet and lifted a shaking hand in salute.
Engineer, Lieutenant Xavier Lemons,
Ooh.
reporting for duty.
Javier.
Medic! Send for a medic!
Lemons! What the devil's happened?
I know not. The East Tower. I led the defense. Heating oil to tan Nilfgaardian hides.
the catapult struck. The cauldron tipped, burst into flames. The rest, I cannot say.
The fortress fell.
Fell? Damned Scoia'tael.
What was that?
Our preparations were perfect. A month, 2 we could have lasted, but traitors were among us. Elves, dwarves. Planted charges on the buttresses. An explosion shook the tower, a hole gaped in the wall. Our men threw themselves in, filling the breach.
Vermin, filthy, rotten vermin.
Vermin. It's not сучьи дети.
I know you suffer, soldier, but Queen Maeve wishes to meet with your sovereign, Demavend. We must know what's become of him.
Gone, luckily. He oversaw the preparations, then returned to Aldersburg 3 days past.
Then let us do the same. Reynard, prepare our departure.
Hold your grace. Did anyone survive? Anyone at all?
Может, они и правда взяли пленных?
The Nilfgaardians might have taken prisoners. There's hope.
How could they? An entire detachment? An entire city? The animals.
Soldier, my medics will tend to you as best they can. Then we can escort you home if...
This is my home, your grace. Rosberg. I beg you, let me join your company. Let me exact revenge.
Да, конечно.
I respect your fighting spirit, good man. But in your state...
Your grace, I can hold neither shield nor sword, but I can still fight in my own way. I'm an engineer. I build siege towers, ballistae, bridges, whatever you wish. I pray, grant me a chance.
Such pain, such ferocity resounded in Xavier's rasping, distorted voice that Maeve could not refuse his plea. Once the medics had bandaged his wounds, Maeve's men set out towards Aldersburg, following Demavend and the Nilfgaardians. At one point in their journey, Black Rayla rode up next to Maeve. The warrior's lips were a thin line, bitten to blood.
Yeah.
Milady, the road to Aldersburg leads through Moulderwood, where Eldane's Scoia'tael prowl. Same filth who killed my men and delivered Rosberg to the Black Butchers.
Rayla breathed deeply to steady her furious, shaking voice.
Please, milady, I ask you upon the holies, let us find them and destroy them.
Maeve gave a slight nod. It seemed the road to Aldersburg would prove long and full of challenges.
Вау, очень интересно. Так, хочу посмотреть, что он может. Что значит? Выберите карту со способностью приказ, увеличьте число ее зарядов на 1, заряды 2. Прекрасно, прекрасно. Я его добавляю. Что-то, наверное, надо будет убрать. Что я могу отсюда убрать? Полевого медика уберу. Так, поболтаем, может.
How fare you, Rayla? The quartermaster, did he assign you a tent?
He tried.
Oh, and?
I refused it. Best to sleep beneath the stars. Little chance of a foe catching you off guard.
Interesting.
Rain accepted, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not made of sugar, ma'am. I'm not gonna melt.
Как ты попала в особые отряды?
One sees very few women in the ranks, let alone in the special forces. How did you come to join?
On merit. Proved I'd be of use.
Yes, well, naturally. But how exactly?
I was 15 when I went to enlist. But the sergeant in charge of signing folk up told me to scurry on home. So I proposed a wager. Arm wrestling. If I won, he'd let me join. If I lost, I'd pay him 100 crowns.
And that kind of coin? You had it?
No, so I had to win. As we sat down at the table, across from each other, he laughed and rolled up his sleeve. When it was over, all around us were laughing at him. Then I just followed orders. Did so well enough to draw the king's attention.
Тяжело смотреть на пылающий Аэдирн.
Rayla, how are you holding up?
Not certain I understand what you mean.
All Edirn is aflame. Nilfgaard's banners fly over its cities. Don't tell me you're not troubled.
Of course I'm troubled. I stationed at Rosberg for 5 years, knew all on the crew there by name. But that's war. That's its nature. No sense bemoaning it.
I see. Just know if ever you wish to talk.
I won't, but I do appreciate your concern, ma'am.
Расскажи мне больше об Эльдайне.
This Eldain. Could you tell me about him?
He should hang.
I'd hope to hear advice that will be useful to us in battle.
First of all, you can't rightly trust the bastard. He doesn't respect our laws, doesn't share our morals. The king once dispatched an envoy to Eldain, despite my advice to the contrary. Found the envoy the next day, eyes gouged out, shaft of his white flag jammed down his throat.
So, diplomacy's clearly not the wisest course. But what of battle? What tactics does he employ?
Like all elves, he's a worm. Avoids open confrontation, sets ambushes, attacks from the shadows, from midst the trees. It would be best to burn this whole forest to the ground, deprive him and his folk of cover, any place to hide.
Sounds rather drastic. Like to
believe me, they'd not hesitate to do the same to us. Not for a moment.
I must go. We'll speak later.
Окей, понятно. Давайте поговорим с Гасконом.
So, Gascon, the soldier's life. Does it suit you?
About the same as the bandit's life did.
I beg your pardon.
The tents are cold, the food's shite. On the plus side, plenty to drink, most days. A skirmish here, a scuffle there. Nilfgaardians one day, elves the next, and whoever we rout, we rob of what they've got.
Requisition, you mean? Fully in accordance with the laws of war.
Oh, please. Save your excuses for your father confessor.
Father confessor. Как-то странно они переводят. Избавь меня от этих споров по пустякам. И father confessor. Ну, вообще, это же совершенно разные вещи. Почему тебя зовут Кабелиным князем?
The Duke of Dogs.
Duke of Dogs.
Whence the name?
Not certain I should tell you. It's a personal story, somewhat.
I insist.
So, thing is, I'm a werewolf of sorts.
Did I hear werewolf?
Of sorts. You see, when the full moon glows in the night sky, I transform into a creature that's half man, half dachshund. And then all the other hounds of the night hearken to my command.
Okay.
Oh, forget I asked.
With pleasure.
Как твои люди прорвались в Лирийскую темницу?
I can't stop wondering. How did your strays break into the tower in Lyria?
They exploited its chief weakness.
What weakness is that? I oversaw its construction myself. Walls 5 feet thick, bars and grates of the sturdiest iron.
All tremendous, I'm sure. But how much do you pay the guards?
What? I don't know. The garrison's commander is in charge of that.
Let me tell you then. Not much, Maeve. Not much at all. From atop a throne, it's hard to spot the little things. Example, a guard hard up for coin, or one with ambitions. But seeing that's second nature to even the most ordinary bandit. Take any castle door. To open it, to open all, one needs but a pouch of gold.
It's time I attended to other matters. Farewell.
Yes, Your Grace?
Как низко мы пали.
How has it come to this? I, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia, must prowl about the underbrush like a common bandit. And you, General Reynard Odo, once proud commander of 4 elite regiments of footmen, now lead a gang of deserters, bandits and scythe-wielding peasants.
I do so proudly, Your Grace.
Он сам с собой в карты играет.
You must be joking, Reynard.
Your Majesty, under your husband I served 10 years, under you another 8. And never in that time did I fight for a more worthy
18
cause.
лет, офигеть.
We seek not to grab land or stifle a peasant revolt. We fight for all the North, for our freedom, that of others.
Думаю, чуваку капец плохо.
And you alone didn't give up. Didn't even consider bending the knee before Nilfgaard.
Yes, all true. Yet look where it's brought me.
Your struggle has but begun, Your Grace, and I will do all in my power to see you triumph in the end.
Как я могла не разглядеть
I cannot forgive
Колдуэлла?
myself one thing, that I failed to see through Caldwell's schemes. He must have plotted treason for months, years even, yet I suspected nothing.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Your Grace.
Easily said. Ugh, if I'd only realized it in time.
Nilfgaard would have found a different traitor, or sent an assassin north.
Yeah. Точно.
It was unavoidable what happened. The Blackclads would have attacked in any case, and we'd have stood no chance to defeat the foe in open battle, repel him, drive him out.
So, had you been there when the peers assembled, you also would have voted to bend the knee?
No. My honor would never have allowed it. I'd have thrown myself into the fire, and probably died a fool for it. As matters stand, I still have a chance to thwart the invader, his intentions. It seems, in a twisted turn of fate, I should be grateful to Caldwell.
It's time I attended to other matters.
Your Majesty, I've been meaning to thank you for allowing me to join your ranks.
Certainly, Xavier. I welcome all foes of Nilfgaard to march beneath my banner. But what did the field surgeon say? Have you not resumed work too soon?
I've strength enough to wield a hammer, though my scars still burn, and fiercely so. My lady, I've seen folk turn and frown at the very sight of me. If my appearance disgusts you, I can...
Nonsense. The Nilfgaardians, not you, should be ashamed. You've no reason to hide, no reason to cower.
Thank you, my lady. It means a great deal to hear that.
You've long served in King Demoven's army, haven't you?
Yes, Your Grace.
Why enlist at all? What prompted you to do so?
The king needed engineers. I answered the call.
Not terribly talkative, are you?
I can build any bridge, any ballista, but to talk, well, it hurts to talk.
Ну, понятно, окей. Объективные причины.
I see. Well, do not worry. I prefer deeds to words, in myself and others. Other matters await my attention. We shall speak later.
Да, и интересно,
wish,
что
my lady.
именно с ним они сделали только один вопрос, не как у других, потому что ему говорить больно. Интересная такая деталь.
A pity Willem is not with us. Were he to see what lies before our eyes, caught a whiff of the burnt bodies, perhaps he would see with whom he now consorts, whom he allowed in our home with nary a fight.
If it be your Majesty's wish, I shall send a rider to the prince with her.
I wish nothing of the sort. I will not correspond with the enemy.
Так, я что-то не могу понять, это мы с какой стороны вообще? А, мы здесь, да? Карта. Золотой... я понял, это типа я зашел отсюда. И теперь вышел отсюда. Все, понял. Я назад вернулся. И сюда я не могу, да, зайти никак? Ну ладно. Наконец-то. Так. Угу. Что тут у нас? Хорошо.
Where's the king? Why'd he leave us a black-clad mercy? They took everything. I'd head to the wood, but my fear of the Scoia'tael. They took everything. I'd head to the wood, but my fear of the Scoia'tael.
Так, тут ограждение везде.
Meave's ears caught the sound of a ruckus coming from the camp.
Thieves! Inglet! A pox upon you all!
It was her quartermaster hurling oaths at the peasants she had freed from the Nilfgaardian slave convoy. A few had stolen supplies under the cover of darkness and escaped into the woods. Terror and dread gripped the other freed prisoners. Meave mulled over what to do with them, and Reynard, as always, offered some advice.
'Tis high time they went off on their own, your grace. They are too great a hindrance. They slow our march, divert our soldiers from more important tasks. And now this.
Gascon was listening to their conversation. Meave shot him a questioning look.
I opposed taking them in. So, for consistency, I now oppose forcing them to leave. We made their miserable lives our responsibility, did we not? Well then, that is a burden we cannot simply shrug off.
Ну давай оставим.
Let us not mince words. We cast off these peasants now, they shall die.
Meave said in the end.
Let them stay. But I want them watched. They cause any more trouble, military justice they shall face. Understood?
The freed prisoners sighed with relief. The infantrymen assigned to watch over them, however, grumbled their disapproval of the Queen's decision.
"'Tis an army, not a shelter,"
they said. Meave's ears surely caught the complaint. But the Queen had never let the opinions of others guide her in such matters, trusting only her own judgment.
Окей.
Not liking the looks of this,
Gascon said, furrowing his brow. Meave followed his gaze. Before them, beside the road, stood a hut with a scorched thatch roof.
Why?
Huts abandoned, yet dried fruit and mushrooms hang from the eaves. Famine raging all around and no one's been tempted. I'd send a scout if I were you.
The Queen did as Gascon suggested, and sent 3 infantrymen to reconnoiter. They entered the hut and found only silence. that were soon broken by a blood-curdling growl. The soldiers ran out at full speed, tripping over their own legs. Meve drew her sword, convinced a horde of neckers or ghouls would soon attack. But her fears proved unfounded. Instead of monsters, out of the hut came a shaggy dog, a torn scrap of fabric clutched in its teeth.
Milady,
one of the soldiers began, his face red with embarrassment and his hands covering a hole in his breeches.
Was dark as a well inside, and that hound, it jumped out at us all of a sudden, biting it and snapping.
Bad boy,
Gaston said with a smile, then pulled a hunk of dried sausage from his bag. Bought by this generous offering, the dog calmed down at once. Further examination showed the dog was the hut's only resident. Like many others in Edern, its owners had disappeared without a trace. Their loyal mutt still guarded the premises, waiting for his master's return.
Let's take him with us,
Gaston said.
Otherwise, he'll die here.
Конечно, мы его возьмем.
A watchful sentry like this could prove useful in our camp,
said the Queen.
Fine, he can join. But he shall need a name.
How about Reynard?
Proposed Gaston, a cheeky grin smeared across his face.
That way, he'll come when you call, sit on command, and always be a heel. Always heel, that is.
Watch your words,
said Reynard, hand tightly gripping the hilt of his sword.
Or you'll learn I'm not at all as tame as you believe.
Enough, both of you. That's an order. As for you...
The Queen took a good look at the dog, who still had a scrap of fabric in his teeth.
Since it seems you've a taste for the cloth of the nether regions, I dub you... Knickers.
Knickers,
Will that do?
The dog wagged its tail vigorously, as if thoroughly pleased with its new name. Meve's company marched off, a furry new recruit richer.
Так, ага, надо его добавить. Где он? Вот. Неуязвимость, неубираемая стойкость. Призовите из вашей колоды, когда сыграете золотую карту. Этот отряд может поискать угощение в вашей руке. Интересное описание, конечно. Что-то еще надо убрать. Давайте так сделаем. Так, я отсюда пришел. Ну ладно, я думаю, на сегодня мы пока закончим на этом месте наше прохождение. Всем спасибо за ваши просмотры, лайки, за вашу поддержку. Подписывайтесь на мой канал. Увидимся в следующий раз.